guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be doing, so this is my Saturday video, whatever. I'm filming this on the Thursday night because I'm not here this weekend and I need this background behind me to film a Disney YouTube video. So today's video, as you read by the title, today I'm going to be talking about my Disney meet and greet to a Disney theme park 4 times in total. I'm very blessed to be able to go that many times. I know some people aren't able to go to Disney at all, and some children aren't able to experience the Disney magic. So the parks I've been to is Disney World in 2004 and also in 2014. Disneyland Paris in 2007 because it was the 15th anniversary, and also in 2019 for my 18th. So yeah, they're the times. Hopefully I can make this video again next time I go to Disney. So I'm a big character meet and greet person. Not everybody is a character meet and greet person, but I love meeting the characters. It's one of my favourite things in the parks. And the reason why we didn't book a trip for this year or last year when everything opened again is because they weren't open. Like, you can't hug the characters. Yes, those characters like out and about, but you couldn't like hug them. You couldn't have autographs of them because obvious reasons, because of COVID. But now that's all back on, which, oh my god, I cannot wait to go back to Walt Disney World or Disneyland Paris. So I'm going to be telling you some stories from my trips to the Disney parks related to the character meet and greet book from 2019. And I'm also going to be showing you a very old picture. So I'm going to be inserting pictures as we go along as well. Obviously, the first 2 trips to Disneyland and Walt Disney World, I won't be able to show you a lot of pictures because they're all in my storage back there, in the little cabinet right behind my bookshelf. And I'm not just going to move my bookshelf, open the door, which is very hard to do, and then get like a massive box out full of like photographs from the 2000s just to show you guys. Hope you guys understand that. So without further ado, let's get started. Walt Disney World was the first Disney park I ever went to. I'm going to talk about Disney World. Now I'm going to be going back and forth from here because I did go twice to Walt Disney World, like I previously said. So obviously I don't really remember in 2004 when I first went, when I was 3 years old. And the only story that I remember from that, I had been told by my parents. So the time I went to Walt Disney World in 2014, in summer 2014. It was actually for my 13th birthday, and I really enjoyed that trip. I really wanted to go. It was one of the things I asked for my birthday, and my mum surprised me with it. Some stories from that, but like I say, I won't be able to show you pictures because... Actually, I will be able to show you a few pictures because they're on my Instagram, so if you do follow my Instagram, which will be linked down below, you might have seen these pictures before. Let's get started. 2004, sorry. So let's get those ones out of the way first. I can say that I remember but I have evidence that I've met is Minnie Mouse. And I have a little photograph right here which sits on my Disney bookshelf. This is me when I was 3 years old. Look how cute. I'm turning 21 this year. Very sad. But yeah, that's me with Minnie Mouse. I'm sure I met Mickey Mouse on that trip as well. But because I was only a toddler, I don't know which of the characters I met, because when you're like that young, you can't sit still for very long. And trying to stand in a queue as a toddler is, I'm sure, very difficult. But yeah, I will forever treasure. Maybe one day, when I do have time to go through, I will show you the other pictures, and then we will discover the other characters I met on that trip. But for now, Minnie Mouse. The rest of the characters I met on my 2014 trip. Mickey, so I met him in Magic Kingdom. I remember meeting him and he was just awesome. Mickey is one of those characters, as you'll see in this video, that I have to meet regardless. Minnie, of course, his wife, of course I'm going to meet both. But that was also in Magic Kingdom. I don't have any pictures of those for Magic Kingdom, sadly. It was Pluto. I remember meeting Pluto, and he is just such a funny character. Yeah, he was really fun to meet, and I highly recommend Pluto. Whereabouts in Magic Kingdom, I don't remember that, but yeah, yeah. Meeting in Magic Kingdom was Marie from the Aristocats. She's the sassy little kitten in the Aristocat. And I remember she was like opposite Pluto. So the line for Pluto was a lot shorter than the line for the line for Marie. So we saw Pluto first and got his autograph. And then after that, we went to go and see Marie. And yeah, very, very interesting. Nervous to meet the characters. Like, I wouldn't interact. I'll be just like, hug, maybe a high five, maybe. And then an autograph, picture, bye. Really comfortable talking to the characters. I did discover that it was all acting, like the actors inside the suit. It wasn't quite fun, but it's still the magic of Disney. I'll try on my next trip to not think about that. I feel like I met, but I'm not 200% sure, but I do have this like image in my head that I did meet her. And that's my all-time favourite princess, Belle. Now, I met her in, I believe, Fantasyland. Fantasyland, is that even what it's called? I have no idea. And Belle is just the sweetest little character to meet. Was Anna and Elsa. Now, when I went to Walt Disney World in 2014, Frozen, of course, has just come out. So like in Canto now, Frozen was like the talk of the coffee room, if that makes sense. Maybe not the coffee room, but every little child, including myself, loved the music, loved the film, watched it 800 times, talked about it, played with the teddies, stuff like that. And that was me and my little sister. Go into meeting Anna and Elsa. We couldn't stop talking about it for the time we knew about we going to Disney World, and then also whilst we're there. I remember on the first day we went to Magic Kingdom and we met all the characters that I said previously in Magic Kingdom, and my mum was like asking cast members, was like looking at the guide maps or whatever, trying to find out where Anna and Elsa is. So my mum asked them and they were like, no, not in this part, they're in Hollywood Studios. So the next day we went to Hollywood Studios and we met Anna and Elsa, and I remember going to meet them. And they had the biggest queue the entire existence of Disney World. It was like the longest queue. We were in there for like 2 hours queuing up. And yeah, to the point where my stepdad, because my little brother was like only a baby, was getting a bit fussy, he went with my little brother to like outside just to calm him down and probably just to try and get him to fall asleep. And then me and my little sister went in to meet Anna and Elsa. And of course, a little toddler boy isn't going to be interested in meeting Anna and Elsa. So actually asked me if I was the older sister, and I said yes. My little sister was wearing an Anna dress, and I couldn't wear one because I was not allowed to. Not that my parents wouldn't allow me to, it was just the rule of Disney World. It said, I believe you have to be like under the age of 11. Couldn't wear one because obviously if you see an adult wearing a dress all around the park, you're going to think that they're the character, ruin the experience kind of thing. And Elsa asked me if I was the older sister. I said yes, and she was like, do you have magical powers like me? And she held my hand and I was like, no. And she was like, do you want me to teach you? And I was like, yes please. Two that I met were Aladdin and Jasmine in Magic Kingdom, I believe, and it was right outside the like magic carpet ride thingy. And I remember my little sister and I really excited to meet Jasmine, and my little sister started messing around with all the like props, I guess you could say, which were in the background purposely for like, I don't know, for like decoration. Jasmine was only Jasmine wasn't trying to upset my little sister, but Jasmine told my little sister off for touching her stuff or whatever. Obviously she was acting, so it wasn't too bad, so she was like, stop doing that or whatever. My little sister cried. That's what she was saying hurt my little sister, and as princesses would do, she comforted my sister. The character was in Animal Kingdom, I believe, and it was Pocahontas. I remember meeting Pocahontas, and she was trying to interact with me and my little sister. My little sister was too frightened to go even nearer, and I was too shy to even talk to her. I believe a signature, and then that's it. I don't know where my autograph book for that trip is, so yeah. So it was in also Animal Kingdom, and that was Rafiki, and yeah, I just loved meeting Rafiki. And I remember it was in Rafiki's Planet Watch area, and I had a stuffed Minnie Mouse. I remember this, a stuffed Minnie Mouse, and he picked it up, like he took it off me, and did the like Circle of Life sequence that happens in the film, and it was the most magical experience. That was in Magic Kingdom. I believe we went to Magic Kingdom 2 days, 2 separate days. So these Magic Kingdom characters that I met, I would have met on different days. But yeah, met Goofy. I don't remember too much with Goofy. I have this not fascination. I do remember meeting a few princesses, because we had the princess royal table thing, clean eat, and like inside Cinderella's castle, and then the characters, like the princesses in particular, go around the room talking to you. So the only one I remember seeing in that was Cinderella. There must have been more, like Snow White, Belle, Ariel, Jasmine, but I don't really remember, and I don't have their signature. Next characters were Winnie the Pooh and Piglet in, I believe, Animal Kingdom. I said I put Magic Kingdom, but it could have been Animal Kingdom. I don't really know. And Piglet. Sorry, Pooh and Tigger. I meant to say, not Piglet. Sorry, Pooh and Tigger. These were actually on my trip in 2004 when I was free. And apparently, this is what my parents have been telling me, is on this day, so we and because I had the flashlight on, it's blinding my eyes, so but yeah, so basically it could help me, right? Yeah, so I met so anyway, so my mum and my dad took me to like a million one doctors, not maybe a million and one, but you know what I mean, on what was going on with my leg. And the doctors were like, she's fine, she's not crying, she's not in pain, because they did all this stuff like pricking and touching and whatnot, which is annoying. What doctors do that, but whatever. It's for your health, so they can figure out what's wrong with you, I guess. I was in no pain apparently, and whilst this was all going on, my dad was trying to calm my mum down, and my nana, who was on the phone from the UK, was trying to calm my dad down, basically. So they were calming everybody in the situation down. I think what my mum was going to do, if it didn't improve, was she's going to cut the trip short, which I don't think my mum wanted to do. Very special. My first trip to Disney World, and actually, according to my dad, it was my mum who said, when our daughter turns 3, we're going to take her to Disney World. But she basically was adamant that she was going to take me on my 3rd birthday. That's what she did. Taking a child that very young to Walt Disney World is, unless you've got a camera or something, they're not going to remember it. What my parents have been telling me about the trip. Kingdom in Ariel's grotto, I believe, and my little sister was like so into her, and I was not really, well, I was into her, but I was too shy to ask questions. Gaston in Magic Kingdom as well, and I remember it was just a quick little visit because me and my little sister got scared of him. Bless her. She was only like 3 years old, which she was my age at the time when I went to Walt Disney World for the first time. Her is Sophia the First, and my little sister basically wanted to meet her because it was one of her favourite shows. Let's go to Disneyland Paris now. I wish I could go to Disneyland Paris right now, but let's talk about Disneyland Paris's meet and greets I've done. So the first one is Smee and Hook. Now this was in 2007, so my dad actually told me a few stories from this trip over the years, because I obviously don't really remember that trip. So we went there because my granddad got tickets, really cheap tickets, for the 15th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, and now it's 30 years old, which was 15 years ago. It's so crazy. But anyway, the tree is running low and I'm not on my dinner yet. So yes, me and Hook. So apparently one night when we were having character dinner, this wasn't to do with us meeting the characters or whatever, but we were sat eating our dinner, and then the table next to us, so keep in mind I was 7 and there were kids about 9, I would say, and 10 maybe, so they were still very young, but they were older than me, sat on the table like in front of us, And once me and Captain Hook walked in, they hid underneath the desk, like the table. And it's so weird because I didn't do that and I was 7. So next one is, of course, Mickey. Now, we're going to go back to him in a moment, and I'll talk about the other time in a minute. Because we're on my last trip to Walt Disney, to Disneyland Paris, because I don't really remember who I met the first time around. Excuse me. So, Mickey, I met about 5 proof. I met him 5 times. If I can find him. Here. And then, whilst we were waiting for our flight, I literally filled in the days and met them. Mickey number 4, 2007 or 8, when I went with my dad and grandparents. I also met him outside the Haunted Mansion ride on our last day. And he also came to my hotel, which I don't think I got his autograph for. Mum and I said, ever since that day, when we look back at it and talk about like trip and stuff, she's always said, we've always like giggled and said, Mickey knew I was flying home a few hours later, and he wanted to say one last goodbye. Well, let me show you Minnie. So Minnie, I met in her African outfit during the trip. Next person is the genie from Aladdin. And it was actually one of the first autographs I got. And let me show you his. And we'll talk about the other character in a moment. The next character is Pluto, and I met him as well, and I'll just show you his autograph. There's Pluto. Then we met Winnie. I believe Pluto and Winnie were the first 2 characters I met, and then Genie was like the 3rd. It was just so cute. And this time around, so like I said earlier, I was so scared to like interact with the characters, but this time around I was like, you know what, I'm not scared, I'm just going to interact. So guys, if you do ever go to Disneyland or Disney World, any of the parks, it doesn't matter, interact with the characters as much as you can, ask them questions, get involved, because that was one of my favourite things about the 2019 favourites. And yeah, she's so cute. Next character was Rafiki from The Lion King at the Akuma Matata restaurant. I wish I still had the footage, but I do have a picture of him dancing with me, and it was one of the best experiences ever. So the next character was from Aladdin, and that was Jafar, and that was on the first day as well that I met Jafar, and he was one of my favourite meet and greets. He was one of my mum's favourite meet and greets because he put us in our places. So when we got to him, he looked at me and he like did this with his staff, like come, as in come here, and then I got to him and he looked at me like that or whatever, and then he told me to stand there. So he like put, like, not picked me up, but he like put his staff down, and he was like that with his staff. That doesn't look right, but he was like, he put it down and he told me to stand there, and I was just standing there not knowing what to do. My mum was like, I think Jafar wants you to go and stand there, and Jafar was like nodded. It was one of the best experiences ever, and I highly recommend meeting Jafar because he's one of my favourites there. And he he put my mum in her place. It was just one of the best experiences ever. So the last day we met 2 characters. So the last day was a half day, so we went home about 3 o'clock. So we had the morning and early afternoon until we had to fly home, which I wish we had more time, but we didn't. But of course, any time in Disneyland or Disney World would be forever remembered. So Jessie I met on the last day. So we were going on like a few little rides on the last day. And my mum was like, which characters do you really want to meet for our last few hours? And I was like, Mickey, because we saw Mickey Mouse. And that would have been the 4th time I've met him. And I met him earlier on in that morning. And screw it, I'm going to put the little meet and greet here of me meeting Mickey Mouse outside of the Haunted Mansion, which is, I believe, Phantom Manor in Disneyland Paris. Here you go.
Hi! Aww! Oh, I love you, Mick!
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mick!
I like your style on the t-shirt. Working on,
You look really handsome.
with a perfect shoe.
Did he tell you that?
Laisser du temps.
Sometimes. Aww.
J'aime bien le machin perfecto,
Amy, look.
So yeah, it was one of my favourite experiences ever, and I got involved, he got involved. Oh my god, it was one of my favourite. So I met Jessie, and she was like last minute, you know what I mean? So we were just walking like out of the park, and I saw her. Also one of my favourite characters to meet as well. It was a really cute experience. It was just a quick little experience and a little signature. So it was like a 5-minute thing, but it was like the last and final thing. And I'm going to take this next time I go to Disneyland Paris. Well, there's actually not many thingy wingies left. There's only 3. But yeah, eventually I want to make like a scrapbook of these. I want to try and imitate all the character signatures I have met. Like make a portfolio of it or whatever, and then like put a picture of them right next to it, which is cute. That is my Disneyland and Disney World character meet and greet experiences. Comment down below your favourite meet and greet character, or if you've never been to Disney World or Disneyland or haven't been in a long while, tell me which character you would want to meet if you ever went. This video, a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.